We're live, by the way, again.
We're live. Okay, fantastic. Let's try this again. Hi, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Rio Gamers Valley. I am your host, Father of Riddles. Our illustrious leader, Fyro, at Frozen Box Comics, couldn't join us this evening because he's getting his belly filled. So me and my buddies, go ahead and introduce yourselves, guys.
GLX247 back again. And this time we have a newbie with us, or kind of semi-newbie, Mr. Houses. Introduce yourself.
What's up, guys? Nate Houses here, Swim for Greatness.
Yeah,
I am
greatness.
lost.
So, yeah, last week we intended for Nate the Great to be joining us on this podcast, but he's actually a very busy EMT and father as well, so he couldn't make it out.
I was saving the world.
You were saving the world, yeah.
Did you
saving the world? Go for it.
Yeah, I'm about to ask him. Did you happen to head up somewhere to that Corpus area?
No, they did not send me. I am kind of happy that they didn't. And I killed myself with my own grenade right now.
Good times.
That's how we do. That's how we do.
Because I was wondering, because we were supposed to have that off-cast last week, and it wound up not happening because we were preparing for Harvey, which didn't hit our area, so us here at Rio Gamers Valley are fine. But we do have some friends up in the Corpus Christi, Brockport area that were affected, so hopefully stuff will work out pretty well for them in the future.
Down.
Keep them in mind.
Orange dots, the bad guys?
Our thoughts and best wishes are with our friends that were affected by Hurricane Harvey. Man, what a terrible ordeal to go through.
You know, Cat 4 when it landed.
Yeah, man. And then I feel bad for Louisiana because, I mean, they were just, you know, getting
can't catch a break, really.
Katrina. Can't catch a break.
So since I didn't get to use...
Uh-huh.
Go ahead.
Well, I was going to say, you know, speaking of, you know, needing somebody to look out for them, did any of you guys happen to catch Defenders?
Yeah, I finished the entire series. It was actually pretty good. I mean, it had its moments, but I think it did... Oh, well. I think it did all right, considering where it came from.
Yeah, really, I really wanted to call it Daredevil Season 2.5, really.
You figure he had the strongest story beats in the show.
Yeah, he had the strongest presence. Even they kept trying to force the Iron Fist on him, making him a central point of the show. That was really my biggest issue with it, was them trying to force Iron Fist on us, really. Yeah, I didn't really like Iron Fist.
I think
for all his moping and...
To me, Iron Fist feels like the Iron Man 2 of the franchise. We got to have some stuff in here, but we're really filling in the Marvel universe, and we're just using Iron Man's plot piece or Iron Fist plot piece to do it.
Yeah.
Cause like Daredevil introduced the hand, Iron Fist really got us a more look into what the hand is all about. But at the end of the day, it's like, was Iron Fist really the protagonist to go against the hand, or was it really actually Daredevil?
Yeah, see, a lot of people were taking issue with Daredevil and his relationship with Elektra. I mean, that's practically who Daredevil is his relationship with the Hand and his relationship with Elektra.
Yeah.
I really liked that dynamic between them, you know?
All I can say is ripstick.
Oh, yeah. Really, man, really. No, really, Daredevil and Elektra's relationship actually reminded me a lot of relationship I had back in high school. So it was relatable for me. It's one of those relationships where you know each of you are bad for each other, but it's so good.
There are no secrets
so
anywhere.
Good. Wrong relationship.
Like if you want to look at it that way.
I actually enjoyed that aspect of it. And to me, like, I think I read somewhere that they were actually just trying to be done with the hand by killing all of what the hand were. Oh my gosh!
So it's like, well, it's like just letting us move on to something else.
Yeah, let's move on to another baddie because I don't think they were able to use the hands, as an effective storytelling tool. I guess.
Like the way they really wanted to.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair enough. That's understandable.
That's what. Those were basically Matt Murdock's biggest foes was the hand. So I don't know. I think what they're going to do is they're going to go back and focus more on making it more realistic. Where people can relate to, a drug kingpin, drug dealers, that kind of thing.
But then, since we didn't have that cast last week, I'm going to take the subject of what I wanted to plan on talking about and send it to you guys. I think we can agree 2017, pretty good year for games.
Yeah.
A lot of good games coming out this year. A lot of good games to still come out this year.
I still haven't finished all of my backlog, really. It's almost impossible at this point.
Like
go ahead.
I was checking out the list and I was like, okay, we got Horizon Zero Dawn came out this year. Check. Nier Automata came out this year. Check. I still haven't gone back and finished my other playthroughs for that. I forgot Resident Evil 7 was this year. It was January.
Yep.
That's in the box. One of the latest games that come out is already doing really well from Ninja Theory. Hellblade, Setsuna's Sacrifice.
Mm-hmm.
Good game. Even Sonic's having a good year. What is this? What is this universe we live in? So all these great games are coming out, and yet it feels like the gaming industry has never been in like the worst spot than it is now. If that makes any sense. You think about how like the gaming business in general, just like all the nonsense and shady stuff that goes on in games, it's like super rampant this year. You look at Shadow of War, the sequel to Shadow of Mordor, one of the greatest games that came out last year. Why is a single player game having loot boxes?
Yeah.
And not just any loot boxes that have actual like mechanics built into the game, so it's not just cosmetic stuff. Like I'm sure you're familiar. I'm sure you're familiar with how Shadow of Mordor works, right? The whole Nemesis system.
Yeah.
Why can I get Nemesis people out of a box? Doesn't that defeat the purpose of playing the game?
It kind of that's kind of part of the whole game. I don't know. I think developers are trying to find a way to sell games piece by piece again in a way that people can consume.
And that's my issue. They already sell games piece by piece. I could understand if it was like, a free to play to start, and then you have your stuff that lets you, if you want to pay your cash to get in. I'm already having to pay $60 up front and then get piecemealed later. Like, can we not with this? Can we just stop? And there's no signs of stopping. Battlefront 2 is going to do it again. Because Battlefront 2 it's changing up the cards for what is it they're changing up for something else?
I think they're still doing star cards.
Cause I know there's some sort of new thing going on to it as well that they're adding in. That's just like, okay, guys, this is even worse than the last time. Because all you're doing now is you're enabling people who just want to pay cash to spend their $60 in, spend their more money in, and then break the economy the week the game comes out when they're running around with all these weapons they shouldn't have because they're able to pay for them. Like, it breaks the dynamic of the game. It makes it unfun for the people who just want to buy and play.
Yeah, and buy and play the game. I see what you mean. Yeah, I mean, that's just the nature of the beast now, is people don't want to spend the time leveling up. They just want to be, you know, these capable warriors right off the bat and destroy everything. I mean, really, if they want to do that, they should make another, you know, Hulk game where, what was that PS2 the best Hulk game ever that came out?
The Ultimate Destruction?
Yeah, Ultimate Destruction, where, you know, I mean, that game, you had power and just destroyed everything, literally. Everything.
And like the big problem with it is that people are just so used to it happening that everybody just rolls over and is like, well, video games, that's how it is now. And it's like, that's not how it should be. It doesn't make any sense. Stuff like
I think that heyday of video games for video game's sake is gone now. I mean, I think we're all old enough to realize that now it's just a business. It's just another business, really.
Okay, so then let me ask you a question. Why does the game still cost $60 then? If business is a business, why are they making people pay up front to start?
Well, hey, Lawbreakers was $30. Somebody's getting it.
There you go. Somebody's getting it. Like, I wish more people would understand that.
And I actually, you know, I feel bad for them because, you know what? I don't think anybody's playing
Nobody's playing Lawbreakers.
Right
yeah. In a world where
I haven't tried it yet.
In a world where Overwatch and Paladins exist and nobody's already playing Battleborn, who's gonna play Lawbreakers?
Yeah.
I get how the momentum of Lawbreakers is fundamentally like superior to anything that's out, but nobody's gonna want to put time into it because Overwatch is already here. Paladins is already here. Battleborn is already dead. Like, and then the Nintendo Indie Showcase, they have like their own kind of game coming out that's doing the multi-tier battle arena. And I'm like, nobody's gonna pick this up except for maybe the people who are like, you know, Nintendo exclusives. It gives them some sort of answer to not Overwatch or not Paladins.
Yeah.
It's like that kind of game type is oversaturated.
Oh, there they are.
And even for stuff like, you know, Overwatch when it came out was $60, and I'm like, really? That's one of the reasons why I never got into it. Even though now that it's cheaper, even though it's cheaper now, like the skill gap to me is just like, yeah, do I want to try to learn all this stuff now? I have other games that I'm gonna want to play that I didn't put time into Overwatch. I like watching, but I recognize like that's not gonna be where I'm gonna put my time in, and I don't have the time to learn it now because it's been a year and a half since it's been out. I don't have time to learn everything anymore.
And that's the other problem with games nowadays is the short lifespan. If you don't pay the $60 up front for the new game, chances are you're gonna miss out on the game because who's gonna want to buy a game 6 months later, a year later when no one's playing it anymore?
Absolutely, and that's what's killing me with this month for September. The PS Plus games that are coming out are Infamous Second Son and Strike Vector EX. I have been waiting to play with some people on Strike Vector because Strike Vector is a fun game, but there's no multiplayer scene for it because like nobody picked it up when it came out. So like the best thing that could happen to it was put it on PS Plus. People just pick up a free game, but Destiny's coming out the day after.
Yeah.
So it's like, forget it. It's dead again. It had a chance and it died again.
Yeah, and so it's like, I don't know. I mean, we're having like this I want to say now it's going to be sound bad saying, but we're having this hurricane flooding of games, and really it comes down to how you want to spend your time. Because I mean, once D2 comes out, I know for sure that some of the folks I play with, that's all they're going to be playing for a long
For
time.
sure, that's all I'm going to be playing for a good minute.
Yeah, I mean, I will. I mean, there's so much that I still want to play and I have to play.
You're just like like the gamer in me won't let it just go back down to 1, and I'm just like, I love Destiny's world, and I'm ready to go back in.
Yeah, you know, I really thanks for sending me that link about the lore, because really, what killed it for me the first time was like I just couldn't get into the story. I really couldn't, even with the plethora of YouTubers who broke it down and narrated it with their beautiful British voices, BDVs. I really couldn't get into the story. So, you know, I'm giving it another shot because really, I know the majority of my friends are going to be playing it, so it's kind of like I ain't forced to play it. A little bit.
I mean,
a little bit.
To ease you back in, the last couple of weeks, Bungie has made it very clear that their focus is on making sure you understand the story, the narrative, the characters, the motivations. I mean, it's just been like an info flood of, look, this is what Destiny is all about now. And like from interviews from like Luke Smith did a breakdown of just reading Twitter questions on Wired about Destiny 2, and just like answering questions like what are weapons like, what are the motivations for these characters, is this character going to show up, is that person going to be here, what kind of changes are they making to weapon balance, what does it mean, like did the wizard really come from the moon, like they finally like straight up answered that.
Luke Smith video, yeah.
And it's like, the wizard came from the moon. Anybody who plays the game knows that. But if you don't go full in, it is kind of ambiguous. Like, what was that a thing that happened? And so now they're making very clear the story is from front to end. Even if you don't do the raids, you get a very clear like ending to your campaign, and the raid just kind of like adds more to it. Because they made that very obvious. Not a lot of people who played Destiny did the raids. So a lot of people just, they saw how Orcs peters out, and then that was the end of their story. Or they saw the Siva machine get destroyed, and that was the end of that story for them. So they didn't know about Axis, or they're probably even wondering where Crota or Orcs even came from, because who's Crota? Because they never fought him, stuff like that. So I mean, they're going in, they're putting in the time to say, hey, this is what we're planning on doing. No more vagueness. Everybody just play with people and have a good time, and we'll make sure you have plenty of stuff to do.
Yeah, I think that's what we all want in the end, is just to have fun with our friends, and so hopefully that actually happens this time. I mean, I'm not saying I didn't have fun with you guys. That's not what I'm saying at all. But it kind of was boring at times. Doing the same mission over and over, grinding just to get some armor piece or whatever. It got old after a while.
So
what about with the newbies? Did you catch that?
No, actually I missed it. So and let them inform me.
Okay, so I only caught part of it because I was watching a Twitch stream, and I was watching one of my Twitch streamers play Splatoon. So there was a couple of good stuff coming out with the Twitch that I'm like, oh, that looks fun. Of course, they've got Shovel Knight, and now they've got more content for Shovel Knight coming out.
Oh, is the King's quest is ready?
Yes.
Nice. Yes. That's I think that's the one people have been waiting for.
Yeah. So that's coming out.
More Shovel Knight is always good.
Yeah, Shovel Knight is fun. I'll pay for it a third time if I ever get a Switch.
And that's the thing, though. Like the way that campaign went, if you have one version of Shovel Knight, all the updates come free.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, rip my DS, but
what else was there that caught my attention? Oh,
I saw a video today that Inti Creates has got an RPG coming out. Something called Dragon. I forget the name of it, but I was like, yo, it's the old team that did the old ZX and Mega Man Zero games coming together back on the project. And I was like, okay, I want to play that because those guys make really good games. And they made Blaster Master Zero, which is phenomenal. It's like they can do no wrong in my eyes.
Let's see, what else? I'm trying to think what else caught my attention. Oh, there's some disc golf game.
I heard Travis is back.
Oh yeah, No More Heroes is back. Yeah.
Are you kidding me? 7 years later? I can't imagine what it's gonna be like. Is it a proper No More Heroes 3, or is it just like Travis Adventures in the No More Heroes universe?
Am I on top of somebody?
You are. You're actually riding my Titan.
Why am I riding your Titan?
Silly man.
When I have my Titan right there.
Because
I don't
reasons.
know, but I'm gonna take you far away from your Titan.
No.
Just to annoy you. Ah. Oh my goodness. Oh man, I was trying to take you off in the sky.
So we're playing Titanfall, right?
Yeah.
Titanfall is a good example of hey, this is a $60 game that is getting a lot of support and stuff, and they're making sure that it stays alive. And you gotta appreciate that. It came out in a time when it should have died, because the week before it, Battlefield 1 came out, and then the week after it, Call of Duty Infinite Warfare came out. So there's no good reason why anybody should be playing Titanfall. Titanfall should just be dead. Yeah. But Respawn was like, no, we're committed to making sure that this game stays good. And all this content that's just been coming, even what we're doing now, was kind of like a horde mode type deal. It's been free.
Yes, yeah.
It's all been free. All the maps have been coming out. The new Titans. The only thing you pay for is cosmetics.
Yeah.
And I agree with that.
I've thrown down. I've thrown down for cosmetics because I actually love this game. This is a fantastic showing of what people who care about their work is really.
And of the people who are publishing it, you would think that Activision would have gotten in the way, or EA would have gotten in the way and said, hey, no, you can charge money for that. You can charge money for that. EA is leaving them be. I wonder why they would leave this franchise alone and just milk other franchises that they have. If anything, it shows good faith that people will spend money on stuff when you respect their intelligence and you respect their wallet. But I don't know, maybe just everybody just realizes that you can't stop the machine. So why bother trying?
Yeah, I don't want to go down that dark road just yet. Where that's gonna. Oh man, good job.
Yeah, excuse me, but it's look at titles. Something that made me really irritated with the state of gaming today and this year is, are you familiar with We Happy Few?
You know what? I don't think I am.
It was a game that's been on.
Sounds familiar, but I don't think I know what that is.
It's a game that's been on early access for about a year and some change now, and the whole premise is it's kind of like this. It's kind of like a survival type game, but not exactly. But you're set in this world where everybody is happy, and the reason why they're happy is because they're on this medication, and then your character decides one day he's gonna stop taking the medication, and he sees the world as the way the world really is.
Yes.
And like their whole
yes,
point is like trying to put him back into. Okay, so that's been an early access game that's changed a lot because it focused way too much on the survival, where like you had to eat, you had to sleep, you had to drink, you had to do all these crazy things, and so you weren't really playing the game as much as you were just trying to keep yourself alive. So they retooled it, and then last week they announced that they got a developer for it. So now I believe it's either Activision or EA is financing We Happy Few. And the first thing they do is announce that, okay, well, we have this title now. When it launches, it's going to be $60. I'm like, why? It's been on early access for $20. So anybody who's already bought it is good, because when it launches, they pay a third of the price is going to be for launch. Does becoming part of the AAA industry just automatically mean that you have to sell your game at $60? Because look what happened to No Man's Sky. That thing's barely starting to turn back around from when it launched.
But I think when it launched, wasn't it $30?
It was $60.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
When Sony picked it up and Sony put it under their wing, they're like, "No, we're selling it at $60." Like it's a $60 product, and it absolutely was not. It might be a $40 product now with all the updates and life management changes that have been made to the game, and now there actually is like multiplayer. People are starting to actually run into each other in the world, which that only took like 6 to 8 months too long.
But I think to answer your question, if it's a triple title, it has to be automatically $60 just because of all the expensive they put into it.
I mean, what expense? They're just picking it up. It's already been out.
Yeah.
They're just giving it a little added fluff so they can do a couple little tweaks and things here. The game's been mostly playable for like a year and some change.
It's not like they have instruction booklets, full colored instruction booklets and hard cases anymore for them. It's just a generic plastic box with a generic cover on the front, unless they decide to sell you a limited edition, where they change the art up a little bit on the front. No, not even. They stick it in a case, and they still give you the same, blue box with the blue art, but they stick it in a tin case, and they sell it to you for like $30 more.
And that's why I've never understood. Like you look at like I mentioned earlier today, Hellblade, Sesuna's Sacrifice came out. That game was made by Ninja Theory. Ninja Theory worked on Devil May Cry. Ninja Theory worked on a lot of different AAA titles. That game debuted at $30, and it's actually a lot better than some games that have come out in the last year that were selling at $60. So like just because a game has some good backing to it doesn't mean that it has to be a super automatic high price right out the gate. I've never understood that.
Yeah.
Is it the status quo? Is it the zeitgeist to just make a game $60 if you've got a publisher backing you? And then if not, if you're going indie, then you can make it cost less? Because there's a lot of games people don't play because I don't want to spend $60 on that because I can't trust that it's going to be good because I spent a lot of money on games that were trash.
Yeah, actually, I was reading a lot on Twitter, people asking for people to buy them video games because they could not pay for the new game coming out. I'm like, really? Is that a thing that people do now?
Yeah, I mean, if you can get it, if you got followers that can get away with it, sure.
Yeah.
Give me money to play XYZ game. I was like, if you want us to play a game, go, float me some PS money.
Yeah.
I'll buy it. I'll play it. I'm a pleb. I recognize this. I worked that 9 to 5.
So I'm not the biggest Sonic player fan or anything, but I have to give props to the new Sonic Forces coming out because they have some actual good pre-order bonuses, physical pre-order bonuses, man.
I heard that the pre-order bonus was out this morning, but I didn't know what was coming with it. Oh, hold on. Before
the controller skins.
Before you get there, that's the other thing that drove me nuts about the We Happy Few announcement. Is they announced it was $60. They announced the collector's edition, and get this: the collector's edition does not come with the game.
What are you paying
because the game is already out on early access. Anybody who's already bought it has the game. So the collector's edition is like for those people who haven't bought the game to get some tangible stuff, like I don't know, like an open DLC. Of course, they announced the season pass for a game that's not even done, which means they're already planning on cutting content there. It's like is this disgusting? Oh, it's so it's so annoying, and it's way too late for anybody to try to get their money back on this game now because they've had it for so long.
Yeah.
It's like, you know, like I didn't buy this game to support this grotesque misuse of what's happening. But there's nothing they can do about it. So I'm like, well. But anyway, Sonic Forces bonus stuff.
Yeah, they've got some joystick skins that look actually pretty good. And I think they had some like figurines or something like that. See, to be honest, the last pre-order that I was actually happy with was when Sonic Colors came out, because the pre-order came with a Sonic the Hedgehog cap. You know?
Oh yeah, you got the cap. That's right.
That was his spike. I got the blue spikes cap. I was like, that was actually worth it. The game wasn't all that great.
I think the game is better than you give it credit for, but you didn't like that the game was kind of focused on like replayability for speed runs, where like you're hitting the speed part, and then the ground is just slightly off center. So if you don't do a little quick hop, you trip.
Yeah,
I know that used to drive you crazy.
Yeah, it drove me nuts. I'm like, what just happened? Like, all my momentum's gone.
You're like, no, but Sonic gotta go fast. Why you no go fast though?
Oh, Scribblenauts also had a cap. I think I just like caps or something. Because Scribblenauts had the little Scribblenaut head cap deal also for its pre-order bonus. That was fun. I still have that. I'm waiting for my daughter's head to get big enough to fit them.
Oh man, imagine a world where Sonic has two good games that come out in the same year.
Is that even possible?
It might happen because Mania is amazing.
Yeah.
And I'm not just saying that from a nostalgic point of view. The game plays great. The game looks fantastic. The music is off the chain. And it represents one of the good things about gaming this year, where like a game company says, "Hey, these guys really like our product. Why don't we get them to make something? Why don't we give them the cash and the time and the tools to make something for us? And then we'll see we'll see how it does." And it's gangbusters. So now it's like you've put confidence in this team of crew, and you read through the credits of the game. Almost everybody who worked on it at some point was in the fan community. People from ranging from guys who used to work on the convention for Summer of Sonic, worked on the game. Christian Whitehead created a retro engine. He made games back on PC for like Sonic Retro and Sonic GX or Sonic Genesis. Taxman, he was a level creator. He worked on Sonic Retro. He did the mod for Sonic Mega Mix, that really crazy awesome Sonic 1 mod that could still fit on a cart. If you wanted to dump it onto a cart and play it on an actual Genesis, you could. Those guys, and his company is Headcanon. Pagoda West, I found out, were the guys who were working on the Sonic 2 HD remix that got canceled back before, because like for internal reasons or whatever. That's who they are. So it's like they're all fans. And Sega's like, no, they've got the talent. Let's have them make something cool. And Sonic is back now.
Sonic is back. That is accurate.
I
caught a little bit of your stream and I was like, hey, that looks familiar. That looks awesome. It sounds awesome. The game sounds awesome.
The game sounds incredible. If T-Lopes doesn't win like soundtrack of the year or like something, that's an egregious mistake, an error on the part of gaming in general. Because that soundtrack is just unbelievable.
I know you'd be sending me links to some of the tracks on the
all
game.
day, all day. I'd be putting it on 15-minute loops. I'm like, I can listen to this for 15 minutes. I can listen to this for 30 minutes. I can listen to that for 10 hours. Sure. Oh, I guess I stepped on. And then even like in the silver lining of Sega being the good guy and letting the fans participate in game making together, they didn't drop the ball in that aspect. They dropped the ball on the other aspect because the PC version of the game got delayed by 2 weeks. So Sonic Mania was supposed to come out universally on August 15th. Sonic Mania just came out 2 days ago. The reason why it came out 2 days ago was because it's using de novo as a DRM, as an anti-DRM. I don't know if you're familiar with de novo. De novo doesn't work. De novo has never worked. It's the worst way to anti-piracy ever. It makes the games lag. It makes them run slow, and sometimes it just makes them stop functioning. Period. And the worst thing is you can't play offline.
Oh, that's nice.
Now think about that. You can't play a Sonic game offline. A Sonic game whose competitive mode is couch co-op or couch versus can't be played offline. I don't understand how this happened. I don't like Sega. What did you guys do? And what makes it worse is that because they delayed the game as something to keep the fans tidy, they gave everybody who made pre-orders for Sonic Mania, they gave them a copy of Sonic 1 for PC for free. Now that sounds cool, except for the fact that the PC offering means that your account is tied to Mania for the 2 weeks if you actually downloaded the PC version, which means you've had the game for 2 weeks. So people who found out that Sonic Mania has de novo and they're like anti, like DR and whatever, and they no longer want to support the product because it has this stupid DRM in it, they can't get refunds because technically they've had the game for 2 weeks already. Even though they haven't played the actual game, they've technically had it for 2 weeks. So Sega's not handing out refunds. So now you've gone from, hey, we're the heroes who hired the fans to make a great game, to, oh, your game was busted and you knew your game was busted, so instead of giving people refunds, you gave us a free thing that tied to our game so that we couldn't renege on our funds and not make the game look bad on sales wise. I'm sure that's not what Sega intended, but that's absolutely how it looks. I mean, because how can it not look otherwise? Like, you guys did a bad move, and now you've got a scummy businessman tactic to keep our money. So it's like Sega can't win. Nobody can win. Everybody loses. Video games.
Why do you even bother playing them anymore?
We say as we're over here getting wrecked in Titanfall. Like, why am I even playing this? Why am I playing this game without this free content they gave me? Let me go waste my time playing some mobile app. Oh, did you see Capcom is gonna make Puzzle Fighter for mobile?
Really? It's about time.
Yeah, I know, right?
That's about time.
I'm like, that's a mobile game I can have fun playing. I love Puzzle Fighter.
Yeah, that's about time they did that, man. I was wondering what took them so. Oh snap! Sorry, buddy.
Yeah, Capcom's not having a good year either as far as the state of gaming. Because Resident Evil 7 Biohazard was fantastic. Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite, I don't think is going to be in the same league. You know it's bad when you announce your game, and on your announcement trailer you've already announced that you've got DLC coming. Then people start getting a better look at the game and realizing the roster is just the roster from the last game with a couple of changes. It's like, oh no, Capcom, what have you done? It doesn't help that Dragon Ball FighterZ is going to be the best thing on the planet.
Yeah. Yeah.
Those stage transitions, man. Like, are you kidding me? I can't get there fast enough.
Did you get what I sent you?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
I was like,
too funny.
Dragon Ball FighterZ looks like you're watching the show while you're playing the game.
Yeah. And speaking of the show, man, I mean, they almost had like the most perfect episode ever with this last episode with Master Roshi. It was almost the perfect episode, man. But if you didn't see it, Master Roshi, quote unquote, died.
Yeah, but then he got better though.
But then he got better. And it's like, they just took away the impact of it. I mean, it was cool seeing, Goku and Krillin, like, lose their cool over Roshi, man. You know, you could see the love that they had for their master, which just, you know, harkens back to, you know, most kung fu tropes where, you know, students, you know, love their almost to a fault, you know. I think, in my opinion, I think they should have let Roshi go out.
Yeah, but then like,
I love Roshi to death, but I think he should have just gone out.
but then like, Roshi's whole deal is he used the Dragon Balls to wish to live forever. So it's like you can't kill Roshi, because then the dragon loses, and the dragon can't lose. Like, can it?
It can lose to whatever the universal god is. I'm pretty sure. Whatever the... I can't even think of the name of those stupid little things. Those stupid little universe gods that everybody's freaking out about.
The Kaio-sama?
No, not the
No. Oh, the yeah. Nah, I can't think of it either. It's not gonna happen.
I don't know what they call. It's not gonna happen. I don't know what they call them, but you know,
isn't it just the Osama?
Erase universe. The what?
Isn't it just Osama?
Probably. Yeah, you're probably right. Osama. I guess that's what they call them.
Sounds good. But, we'll go with that.
I'm sure that they could override the dragon. I mean, they pretty much can erase universes, so...
Yeah, you're not wrong.
Oh, guys, I'm getting eaten up over here.
I just ripped. So... gaming. It's had better times in the industry, but the games are awesome though. That's important. Like, this year could beat 97 if it keeps it up.
Yeah.
Because 97 was like the year of gaming. This year's got potential. If Sonic Forces comes out and it's awesome, then that's an automatic win. Because Sonic counts like triple points.
Yeah. Oh man.
Yeah, that happened.
Okay, so something tells me we were supposed to be protecting something.
Yeah, the thing in the middle. It's just hard to focus on the conversation and play Titanfall.
Yeah, that's true. This is true. We probably should have just done a private match, you know, where we can kind of just run around and jump on stuff. Yeah.
But there's no fun in that. It's always better to watch people fail miserably.
That's what the people pay for.
Yeah, you're not wrong. That's what they tune in for.
I mean, everybody loves to see a hero fail.
Yeah. Truer words have never been spoken.
Let's see. So what's coming up for our hero? Oh, I wanted to mention the new Mace Windu comic is out. I don't know how relevant it is nowadays, you know.
Well, I mean, if it's Marvel, it's canon now, so.
It's canon now, so I don't know where exactly they're gonna go with this, you know, how they're gonna explore Mace Windu.
Maybe we're gonna reintroduce Mace into the he's not dead territories.
Yeah. So this takes place just sometime after the Battle of Geonosis, and Mace Windu is they went that far back.
Boo.
And it's like the first issue is his very first mission as a general, you know, and basically they have no resources. The Jedi Council can't send them with any resources, and it's supposed to be a recon mission to see what the Separatists are up to on some planet or whatever. And the first few pages, like, okay, it's recon only, we're doing stealth, and literally after, like, I don't know, 10 pages of saying, okay, this is a stealth mission, they literally jump on a group of Separatist droids and just decide to obliterate them out in the open. They even got, like, these, like, really cool, like, environmental suits, you know, stealth environmental suits to help them out with their mission. You don't even see them come into play. Like, what was the point, you know? So it wasn't really a great start to Mace Windu, because like one of the droids got away and pretty much informed the Separatists that they were on the planet that they weren't supposed to be on. You know, they weren't supposed to be located on. It was just a recon mission. So I don't know what exactly they plan on doing with Mace Windu, but it wasn't a very inspiring first issue. Let's see, what else came out? Oh, finally, Secret Wars is coming to an end. Hydra Captain America is done. And I have not actually read the comic yet, but the New Yorker helped me out with the ending to it, pretty much. They revealed that Captain America, that everybody knows and remembers, was kind of pocketed away thanks to the Cosmic Cube, and he comes back. The Cosmic Cube, Corbin kind of pulls him out to fight his Hydra self.
Okay.
Thor's hammer. Yeah. Pulls him out of his little pocket and has him fight himself, and he has Thor's hammer now. So, is it going to be worth reading the final chapter? I guess I'm going to have to.
I guess you're going to have to.
But I'm just glad it's finally over, because really that whole spiel was just uninspiring, really.
Talking about Hydra.
Uh-huh.
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
When is it coming back? When is it coming back?
Really? I haven't caught up to it.
I need this show to come back so bad.
Now, is Coulson ever going to meet up with the main Avenger team?
I suspect not. I think Coulson's done with the movies appearances in the universe.
Yeah.
Because we didn't even want his character to still be alive, let alone reintroduce. And then him showing up to kind of undercut the whole union of the Avengers at the end of that movie, because they found their alliance and their common goal with revenge for Coulson.
Yeah.
It's you don't want to undo that.
that dynamic.
And I get that like Coulson's like too cool for school and definitely keep him around though. But I am. I can't even say it because you haven't finished it. Are you gonna? You've got to finish it. You've got to finish it.
I'm still like on like episode. I want to say 14.
Yeah, no, you got to finish it. Cause oh man, the season hurts, and at the end they do a thing, and it's the best thing ever.
At the end of the season, I have to wait till the end of the season.
It's worth it.
Okay.
Absolutely worth it. I mean, it's worth going through the whole thing just to see like this is what we're doing now. Okay,
well,
but then
really
getting there, dude. Because think about the impact that it had on everyone, and how they still, like people still couldn't be trusted at the end of it all. People didn't trust themselves at the end of it.
Okay, so I'm guessing this has to do with the whole LMD thing, then.
A little bit, but no, it goes. The rabbit hole goes deeper.
Okay, this has to do with that whole fake world matrix that what's the name created.
That too, but the rabbit hole goes deeper.
It goes even deeper than that?
Dude, I'm telling you, it's a good season. Ooh, dude.
Okay.
You gotta finish it.
I guess
I hearted for Mac though.
Oh, absolutely. I think overall Mac had the best season. He's had his best run this season of his character. Cause like you want to root for him, and he's not wrong about like a lot of stuff.
Oh, that series finale though.
That finale though. Yeah, like how like Luke Cage was the voice of the reason in the Defenders. Mac is the voice of reason. Even when Mac isn't the voice of reason, he's still the voice of reason. And you're just like, no, I understand that. Yeah, you keep doing you, man. You keep doing you. I ain't even mad. I mean, I might be a little bit, but not really though. You just gotta finish it. It's worth.
All right, if you say so.
Like how we were worried when S.H.I.E.L.D. first came out because it was like one of those by the numbers shows, and then halfway through the first season, it started going places, and we're like, oh, okay, now we're in it now. And then season 2 was strong, and 3 was strong, but 4 feels like it was. The beginning of 4 felt like, okay, now we're petering off. Even that gets a good resolution. It's like, okay, no, yeah, that was worth it. That was worth bringing him in.
Okay.
Could they just axe the Ghost Rider arc already?
Well, I mean, as far as I'm concerned, he's done. As far as I'm concerned, there's no reason to bring him back on the show. He's just done.
Okay, I hope he is, because like I didn't really care for the Ghost Rider arc. I wasn't invested in it.
But I'm more like, do you even call this show? No, like this show is done. Time to start new show. That's all I can think of. Right? Time to start new show. Same characters, new show. Because S.H.I.E.L.D. is over. Has to be over. So you see, you're laughing because you agree with me. S.H.I.E.L.D. is over.
S.H.I.E.L.D. is over. Yes.
S.H.I.E.L.D. is over. That show ended. That show ended.
That's good, because there's just way too much, man, that I'm watching right now.
I'm not saying that like, the characters are going to a new show. The S.H.I.E.L.D. is done. But everybody, we'll see everybody next season or next new show after. Like they'll take a break. They'll put out Inhumans. Inhumans will get its time to shine.
Oh yeah.
Hey, that comes out in theaters tomorrow. Do we want to go hit the IMAX and go watch the first premiere of Inhumans, filmed in IMAX because the whole show is filmed in IMAX because IMAX.
Oh wait, 3 hours for Inhumans?
Well, I mean,
Edinburgh's
got a theater.
Oh, Edinburgh. I was about to say, because isn't Corpus underwater?
I ain't trying to drown to go see Inhumans. No offense to anybody stuck in Corpus. I mean, I like to think I'm a sensible man.
Somewhat. I'll give you that. Yeah.
Oh, I had that dude. He should be ripped. Okay, they got him. Good, because I was ripping into him.
Alright. Well, I actually have to call it.
Yeah, this seems like a good place to call it today.
My little Inhuman is begging for my attention.
I think minus our co-captain, I think we did an alright cast today.
Yeah.
Plus, I didn't get too deep into Sonic Mania, and I know he's gonna want to get his fill in because he got it on PC.
I'm gonna have to get y'all's opinions on that. Because
Yeah.
again, I'm not the biggest Sonic fan, so I'm happy for Sonic fans, I guess.
I'm happy for the win Sonic Mania brings to video games, and I think other game companies could learn lessons. More collaboration.
Yeah, they could learn from Sonic fans. They could learn from Titanfall creators. I mean, there are lessons to be learned here. Video games are not dead. Oh my God, they're eating me alive. You want some of this? You want some of this?
And so the next time that we cast together, we'll probably be playing Destiny 2, because that'll be that time.
That'll be that time. So until then, this has been Father of Riddles. You can find me on Twitter and PS4, Father of Riddles.
Yep, this has been Gilix247. This is my channel, so you can find me here. I'll be cleaning up Sonic Mania, getting the Chaos Emeralds, and getting the final true boss, because I have a running theory that I'm pretty sure anybody who looked on the internet would realize by now. But since I've been going media dark, I have my suspicions, and I believe that Sonic Mania and Sonic Forces are connected, and I need to beat the game to verify that connection. So next time you see me, I'll be seeing if I'm right or not. And you can find me at on Twitter at GLixTheCasual, same as my YouTube channel name. How's this clean yourself up, sir?
Thank you for hosting me and taking me on this adventure with you. You can catch me dying.
Fair enough. So we'll put that as an official end to the podcast. The rest of this footage now will just be us trying to not fail this wave, because this is final wave.
Yeah, this final wave.
So let's go out on a win, unlike the last time where you won and I lost.
Yeah.
Because I should have won that game, just to be sure. Alright, I'm not looking too hot. I'm in self-destruct.
Okay.
Can I battery myself? I have no battery. Ooh, I got my smart core though, so let's go. So give me some targets to hit.
Got some friendly pilots back in action. It's on now.
Man, they're just kind of like wafting around. Is that even the right word? Wafting. Ah, he's sneaking around the flank. I got you, stupid. Right here.
Ooh,
I don't got him.
That's right.
Oh, he didn't go where I thought he was gonna go. Oh no. I used my they're just circling and
snap.
they're just circling.
Oh god, come on.
It's okay. It's okay. Stick together. We can win.
Here we go.
Looks like your turret is down. Get over there.
One.
Okay. They're heading for the harvester.
No!
Come on, come on, come on, come
He
on.
had a shotgun. I have my smart core and I got shotgunned. Crap, I'm sick. Bring me in, bring me in, bring me in. Drop, 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 drop. Let's go.
Oh no, Scorch is trying to melt me. Scorch is trying to melt me.
Guys, we just lost a pilot.
Oh, Scorch got me. Oh.
No, no, this is not what's supposed to happen. My dreams.
We can do it, we can do it, we can do it, we can do it, we can do it. I'm coming in, I'm coming in, I'm coming in. Come on, drop me, drop me, drop me.
Gotta do him tighten, tighten down. Tighten down. Yeah, we got him.
Yeah. Woo.
Oh, I need. How can I?
Whew.
How can I save that?
That's a way to go out.
Open up your screen. Ooh, look at that damage, dude.
Wow, check you out.
I was killing it. Homeland Security.
Homeland Security. How appropriate. You a U.S. citizen? Yeah. What about you, boy?
Oh my goodness.
All right. Logging out. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you all later.